Hello, you are watching Shalom World News. I'm Rudy McLennan coming to you from Glasgow, Scotland. Here are the latest headlines from around the world. It was a day of mourning on January the 29th for Catholics in Vietnam after a young Dominican priest was stabbed to death in the Diocese of Kon Tum. Father Joseph Tran Ngoc Thanh OP, who was serving the parishes of Loong and Dak Mot, was fatally stabbed while he was hearing confession in the evening before Holy Mass at the mission of Dak Mot. According to the diocese, police have arrested a suspect. The Dominican came to the mission in Dak Mot, about 40 miles northwest of Kon Tum, in the highlands, soon after his priestly ordination in August of 2018. His requiem mass was held at the Dominican monastery in Kon Tum on Sunday, with Bishop Aloisio and Nguyên Hùng of Kon Tum presiding. The priest's mortal remains will be laid to rest today at St. Martin's Chapel in Biên Hòa. May he rest in peace. After a 3-year legal struggle, the State of Michigan's Department of Health and Human Services has been directed to cooperate with St. Vincent Catholic Charities. The Department of Health and Human Services will also pay $550,000 to St. Vincent's Charities to cover legal charges. A lawsuit was filed when the department enforced regulation mandating agencies to allow same-sex couples to adopt children. However, the Catholic establishment said it could not do so, as it infringed on its right to religious freedom. The Lansing-based Catholic charity then went to court seeking protection for the right to religious freedom. On Tuesday, child welfare officials in Michigan said they will renew contracts with establishments that do not work with same-sex couples. The Catholic establishment is one among 76 agencies in the state that are entrusted with placing children in foster and adoptive homes. The US state of Nebraska has made yet another pro-life move. On Friday, acting Governor Mike Foley inked a proclamation to recognise the flag designed by the Pro-Life Flag Project as the official design for the movement that supports the rights of the unborn. This comes 5 years after legislation mandating a Choose Life license plate was passed by the state. The proposed flag that unites all pro-life organisations has 2 thick lateral pink and indigo blue stripes with a circle on top. Within the circle is a minimalist set of hot pink coloured hands around a set of footprints. The inner curves of the feet form a white heart. The state had enacted laws to criminalise fetal homicide and assault on the fetus in 2002 and in 2004. In 2010, it became the first state to ban abortion after 20 weeks of gestation. The Holy Father, Pope Francis, has lauded Sergio Mattarella, who was re-elected as the President of Italy. The Pontiff said the Italian statesman's service is essential to ensuring unity and serenity in the nation. He also offered his prayers so that he may continue to support the Italian people in building an ever more fraternal coexistence. Following the 8th round of votes in the Parliament on Saturday, Mattarella was re-elected for yet another 7-year tenure. He received 759 votes out of 983. Mattarella's current tenure is slated to come to an end on February the 3rd. The Church in South Korea is exulting over the ordination of nearly 24 young priests. The springtime of vocations continues in the Asian country, and on January the 28th, 23 deacons were ordained priests in the Archdiocese of Seoul. The ordination ceremony was presided over by Archbishop Peter Chung at the Myeongdong Cathedral. According to the Archdiocese Office of Communications, the ceremony took place following COVID protocols. The Archbishop expressed his thankfulness to God for the gift of these new workers for the harvest. Among the newly ordained are 3 members of the Seoul International Catholic Missionary Society, created by the Archdiocese in 2005 to send priests to serve in mission stations abroad. The Seoul Archdiocese counts 966 priests in total. In addition, 23 missionary priests are ministering in 11 countries around the world. Bishops in Mexico have conveyed their condolences and prayers to the bereaved families of 13 pilgrims who died in an accident on January the 29th. The pilgrims were from the Toluca state of Mexico, and they were on their way to the shrine of the Virgen de la Candelaria when their truck collided with another vehicle and overturned. According to the Jalisco State Civil Protection and Fire Department, another 10 people were also injured in the collision. In a statement issued on Saturday, the Bishops' Conference of the country assured their closeness and prayers to the victims' relatives. In Pakistan, a Protestant clergyman was gunned down by men on a motorcycle on Sunday. The attack took place in Peshawar in the northwestern part of the country as Father William Siraj and a friend were driving home after Sunday worship. The 75-year-old, who belongs to the Church of Pakistan of the Anglican Communion, died on the spot. His friend is in hospital where his condition is said to be stable. Another clergyman in the car was unharmed in the attack. Senior Bishop Azad Marshall condemned the attack in a Twitter message and demanded justice and protection from the federal government. In the northwestern areas bordering Taliban-controlled Afghanistan, there has been a rise in the number of attacks on minority communities. May Father Siraj rest in peace. Condemning the bandit attacks and abduction spree in Nigeria, the Catholic Archbishop of Abuja, Ignatius Kaigama, has said that these insecurities threaten the education sector, especially private universities. The prelate spoke of the crisis at the Holy Mass for the 10th anniversary of Veritas University in Buwari, Abuja. Archbishop Kaigama stressed his concern over private universities as the persistent attacks might jeopardise their sustainability. In addition, the Archbishop has also called on the government to take immediate action to improve security on university campuses to protect students' lives. Bandits have kidnapped around 1,000 school children in northern Nigeria since December 2020 in order to extract ransom. In addition, armed gangs in convoys of motorbikes and trucks have attacked government and religious boarding schools at night, killing personnel and even executing children to enforce their demands. And those are your latest headlines. Do join us again tomorrow. In the meantime, you can visit swnews.org for more updates. Shalom.